All right, man. We got it done. First win, first game. Mike Smith looked all right. So, it's Miller time with a Coors Banquet. That one felt all right. I was a little nervous there when we went down in the third, but Cassian scoring, right away to tie it up. That was awesome. And then Connor was pretty quiet most of the night, but you give him one look and that's all it takes. Boom. Cheers. I got Reed on in the background here. I don't know if you hear it, but yeah, I thought a lot of guys showed pretty well. I liked, first kind of big stage for Ethan Bear, and I thought he was all right. He played a pretty quiet game, and for your first game in a pretty prominent role, I thought he did really well. Just kind of simple little plays, but he's got poise with the puck. He doesn't just throw it away. yeah. Reed and Rob will probably show the Tippett interview, so I don't think you'll miss it here if you can hear it in the background. Yeah, play Gloria. Yeah. Yeah, well, I thought I'd go live tonight after the game because Saturday I'll be at Rogers there for the Kings game, so I don't think after that I'll be in any condition to speak. I'm actually I'm staying at the Marriott connected to Rogers on Saturday night, so I plan to have a pretty good time. But I'll probably behave somewhat because it's a long drive back to Grand Prairie the next day, Sunday afternoon, in a 5-ton truck that can only do 104 kilometers an hour. And yeah, hotel party at Mike's. Yeah, that's an idea. My girlfriend made a shit ton of my mom's slush recipe. She's got fucking ice cream pails full of drinks to bring. So, well, thanks, Eric. It's a friend of mine passed away, and I guess I sort of found out today that it wasn't natural causes. He was in a lot of pain. He had a lot of stomach problems, and I think he just decided he wanted out of this life. Didn't want to hurt anymore. So apparently he overdosed on some stuff and shut her down, which was kind of I suspected something like that early on, but I found out tonight, kind of midway through the game, that's actually what happened, and kind of makes it hard because I was pretty close to him, and he never said a word, so that part's a little hard to deal with, but kind of our men's league team had our first game last night, and I wasn't quite myself out there. Just a little extra thinking when I was playing and stuff. But anyway. Oh. Yeah, that whole fucking helmet rule thing is Reed and Rob are talking about that right now. It's just weird that sort of opened the door for Vancouver there. McDavid having to leave his check to go put his bucket back on. I don't know. Seeing that now and seeing, in preseason, I think it was Reeves and Kane there kind of jousting or whatever, or the whole Vegas. I guess it was England. It wasn't Reeves, but, the jousting and stuff and the linesman getting away of that, and then Kane kind of taking a swipe at trying to hit England, and he hits the linesman, and then they give him an abusive official after he's tackled and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm too old school. I grew up playing my minor hockey, some of it in northern Alberta, but some of it 45 minutes from Viking, home of the Sutters, and it wasn't exactly a pleasant brand of hockey sometimes. They weren't the most skilled guys in Viking, but you knew you played a game, so I think we're just making it way too soft now. I'm not a fan myself, but oh well. Through a couple of periods there, I didn't really focus on him too much, but I liked Nurse's game tonight. He seems to be a guy that draws so much flack from all these guys, and it's funny. I laugh at it myself. Boston lost to St. Louis. I got a buddy that's a huge Bruins fan from Worcester, Massachusetts. If you've been in Cell Block 99 before, you know the story. But he told me, after they got smashed around by the Blues in the Cup final, that they need some bigger, stronger, fast skating defensemen. Sounds a lot like Nurse. And everybody wants to deal the guy because he's no good and he can't do this and he can't do that. He's going to cost too much money, and he shouldn't be wearing a letter because he's not that talented. Well, I don't know. I look at it this way. Jason Smith was a captain in Edmonton, and I don't think anybody really questioned the man's leadership. Leadership sometimes doesn't go hand in hand with goals and assists and fancy stats. It's a guy that'll say something in the room that needs to be said, won't hold back, and people will listen to him because they respect him. I think Nurse probably garners a little bit of respect because he's a big guy. Now that Lucic isn't gone, it's probably him and Cassian that are the guys that put a little bit of fear into other teams, and I think it garners respect. And I don't know. I liked them early on in the game though. It looked like a little bit of Chris Pronger. Give people that cross check when they're in front of the net. Don't take a penalty, but they'll know you're there, kind of thing. I like Clefbaum's game tonight. I thought he was pretty poised, and Chris Russell and Matt Benning weren't bad. I liked our D. I thought we played well. Maybe having Mike Smith back there and his puck moving ability and just poise and stopping the puck and kind of making a little play there makes it easier for those guys. It's not a fucking grenade behind the net right now. So there was one shift there. I think it was at the end of the first period where they were held in their end for almost 2 minutes, but a lot of that was because of Larson blocking a shot and kind of being 5-on-4 really, because he was hurting there for a large portion of that. So yeah, James Neal had a pretty decent body check early on in the first period. He sprung Nygaard there for basically a breakaway on the side. Nygaard kind of, I don't think, realized how much time he had. He took a shot, pretty good, got a pretty good shot off, but he could have walked right in and made a deke on Markstrom. Yeah, I didn't mind James Neal's game. Couple of dangerous, shots on net from him. Yeah, no, he was okay. I think it's a bit of an adjustment for some of these guys. They've never played together, so it's going to take a little bit. But they switched lines up a little bit. It was McDavid and Neal and Nygaard, and that held up for a while. And I thought really Nugent Hopkins, Kassian, and Draisaitl were really, really effective. But Edmonton was trailing for a bit, and they kind of did some shuffling, put Kassian and Draisaitl with McDavid a little bit, and there was tinkering that went on just because of the score. But I don't know. I didn't really have too much problems with nobody. I didn't think one single player really was terrible out there. Didn't see a lot from Haas, but when you're deeper in the bottom six, you're not going to get as much time. So I thought Jujhar Khaira was all right again. I like Smith's game. Mike Smith, yeah, I won't be sad if he's starting Saturday night. Be interesting to see what they do though. Like, if he's winning games, if they ride that, or they just feel like they want to get Koskinen in early. I don't know. I don't think you can afford to, not ride the guy that's getting you wins for a little bit and maybe build a bit of a cushion for a change instead of chasing it all the time. I'm wondering what kind of season we're going to see out of Alex Chason this year. I mean, he was getting chances again tonight, but couldn't bury anything. So I wonder if the magic touch is sort of worn off, or it's just a one-off, or what. But positions are right. I mean, he's getting some dangerous chances there. So I guess we'll see. Smith seems, almost like a throwback to Bill Radford with a little bit more puck moving ability. Like he stands up a lot. He's, I like that. I like a goalie that's up and he's out and he's challenging and not just kind of praying on his knees. It's kind of refreshing to see a goalie too make the first save, and really, I mean, Smith was really, I think engaged and battling in that first period and kind of kept that up the whole game. I mean, I don't think this roster is something that if there's moves that can be made and aren't going to really cost a lot in the future, I think there's some tinkering that can happen to add a little bit more danger throughout the lineup. But I didn't really have much problem with the way things were going there. I mean, Connor didn't look like himself until that miracle in the third period, but it's going to take a little bit of time to deal with some chemistry. I liked him with James Neal and Nygaard. I didn't really have a problem there. Yeah, and to me that Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Kassian line caused a lot of problems for the Canucks. That line was doing some things. Leon is, he's just picking up from where he left off at the end of last year. he to me tonight he looked a lot like that same guy that was, giving the Anaheim Ducks a ton of problems in the playoffs. He was kind of holding people off with his body, and it was almost like Yager or Peter Forsberg, the way he was just fending people off basically with his ass and big frame. He was dangerous. I think Leon was probably the best player on the ice. Um, I don't think it was really that close. Cassian had a good game. I mean, it was a hell of an assist he made, and he scored a goal too. So yeah, I thought the lines were fine. I just think there needs to be a little bit more potency in the bottom six. But the penalty kill tonight was perfect. Although the one goal with I think um, their second goal came at the end of a power play, but it was already over. So that's a positive. I think um, if I'm Tippett, I'm happy with just about everything that transpired, but I don't think he'd be too happy with taking too many men calls. One of those in a game is enough. They're talking about Mike Smith and being poised, coming out to play the puck. He would come out and he would stand like at the edge of where the trapezoid is, and he's very cognizant of you can't play it outside the trapezoid. Unlike Talbot, taking and Koskinen too, they both took penalties last year for playing the puck outside the trapezoid. He would just stand on the edge and kind of like use his body to make sure the Vancouver players couldn't really get the puck, but as soon as it came inside where he could play it, he would play it. And he was pretty effective back there. I had no problems with Mike Smith's game tonight. No, and I really like his equipment setup. It's pretty cool. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what the story is, how bad a concussion that Shane guy had. So they're just talking about, when he's healthy, who's going to come out, and they're kind of saying Haas right now, but we'll see. Um, kind of nice to get off the ground here with the win. Helps the confidence. I watched at the end of the game and Smith putting his arms up and Clefbaum being the first one to kind of go and greet him and give him a hug and stuff. And, it's kind of like, and there's new faces and new guys, but you win your first game of the year and it seemed like like these guys felt like they just got a monkey off their back, which is funny because you're sort of just starting. I don't know if you can see, like on the bottom here, I got no, it's kind of the other side. Just a second here. Oh, it's right behind me. There's a Yakupov doing his slide poster there. Yeah, doesn't really pick up very good, I guess, with the lighting down here, but ouch. Oh. So, yeah, I don't have a lot more to say. I'm just happy that we got off on the right foot there. I'm looking forward to Saturday now. Tomorrow morning I'm getting up at like fishing hours and I have to drive a 5-ton truck to 3 different places sort of around the north here, and if I really make good time then I'll hit 4 different places and I'll end up in Edmonton in the afternoon, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I might be staying overnight in a town about 2 hours outside of Edmonton and dropping off some stuff Friday, and then Friday afternoon I'll be in Edmonton to kind of get ready for Saturday night's festivities. Looking forward to us kicking the King's ass. And Todd McClellan. Nuge had some strong plays on the penalty kill. I really liked him with Draisaitl and Kassian. I thought that was pretty effective. Leon would take some draws, but I think after that was more of sort of the right wing presence. Nuge was the center, and Nuge is responsible, so it allows Draisaitl to make plays in the offensive end and take a couple of risks. And I thought that line was really, really good. But when Vancouver went ahead, then the inevitable put Draisaitl and whatever Kassian with McDavid and try to generate a little bit more offense. But I thought they were an effective line for sure. I think Nuge had a good chance on the one power play there, but just kind of whiffed. But he was in a good spot, and anybody that watches Nugent Hopkins or sees him up close knows that the guy has a lethally accurate wrist shot. So it doesn't take him too many tries to bury pucks once he's got it in that right spot. Yeah, no, there was one shift where he was relentless on the penalty kill. I've noticed. I don't think McDavid really got any penalty kill time. Draisaitl would be out there more or less just to win a draw and get off the ice. So they're kind of spotty with their usage of the big guns on the PK now. So. Tippett's just talking right now about kind of how they were defending and stuff, and doesn't like the amount of shots directed at the net, but he was happy with the way they defended. Yeah, well, if you bring your family here for game one, I'm gonna think they're gonna be here for the game two, so he might get some more time. Yeah, Sam, I'm gonna shut her down too soon. So have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say. I just thought I'd do one here. I gotta get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm probably gonna say goodnight to everybody. Thanks for checking me out, and until next time. Who knows? I might fire up the laptop Saturday night after after some beverages, but I'm not going to promise. But we're going to beat the Kings. Book it. Because I'm going to be in the building, and I'm a good luck charm, usually. Hello, Winnipeg. It was 25 degrees in the grandest prairie of them all today. I don't know what you had in Winnipeg, but it was a nice day here. 5. Yeah, southern Alberta got snow a few days ago. We didn't get any of that noise. All right, everybody. As I always say when I like to end this, keep your sticks on the ice and keep reaching for the stars. And go Oilers, go. We're going to beat the Kings. Good night.